What is up, my friends? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm very excited because I wanted to share with you a very special plugin that I'm a big fan of, actually, called the Schmitt signature plugin from Leapwing Audio. And first of all, I want to give Leapwing Audio a shout out and a thank you, for sending me this plugin, because I was basically working on my song Get Out, which is on the channel. It's a big band song, and when I heard of Schmitt, I think it was maybe like half a year ago or so, and I realized he had worked on quite a few Michael Bublé songs and some songs with Chris Walden as well, and they're both kind of in the big band and jazz arranging genre. So I was always wondering if there was like a plugin dedicated to this type of genre style of music. So when I heard about this plugin that came about, and I heard people talking about it, I had to check it out because I had never seen a plugin specifically dedicated to this style of music. And Al is kind of known for being a very, very versatile mixer, but he's one of the most prolific mixers when it comes to just acoustic, genres of music and big band specifically. And so, just to take a look at this product page, you can see here that it's currently on sale for $126 until August 18th, which is, at the time of this recording, tomorrow. So it's regularly $159. And there are different profiles. So you have vocal, piano, bass, brass, strings, and a mix profile, which basically allows you to just put the plugin on these different buses and these different channels, and then you can tweak the parameters yourself to have them sound the way you want them to sound. But these are like Al Schmitt's personal presets and the way he likes to work and tune up the mix, himself. So very interestingly, it's always a risk when you're attaching like a big name to a plugin, because if it doesn't live up, then not only can it tarnish the artist name or like the signature name, like in this case Al Schmitt, but the end user also might be disappointed as well. So I was interested to see how it turned out. And for my results, I'll tell you up front, it's a very subtle plugin. So no matter what you do to it, even if you turn up the echoes or the delays or whatever, it's not going to have a huge impact. It's more of a gelling final plugin that you want to put on your channels after you've done your main processing already. So to give you an example, you can see here what I've done is I've put some Al Schmitt plugins on different channels. I have my lead vocals here. I have the Al Schmitt plugin on this lead vocal. So let me play through the A1 here, the section A1, and let's hear how this lead vocal sounds.
Get out. It's the best before you get out. Do you wanna look at the sky? Watch the birds fly. You got some gray on ya, start looking alive.
It's a little drier, a little more kind of like
the sky is
bedroomy.
Bluer than the ocean tide. You see the children laugh when they sing, all the joy that they bring. So get out and soak it all up.
So you can see, right? Not the main obvious difference is that you have the echo level or the reverb that's added into the vocal a little bit more, so it gives it a little bit more room sound, right? I've also added in a bit of air, which is basically a high pass. Let me see. Yeah, a high pass filter, which brings in a bit of more of the high frequencies, and then a little bit of compression just to even out the dynamics slightly. So even you can see the parameters are kind of like in the middle here, right? If I turn them all the way up, they're not really going to make too much of a difference. Let's just experiment with that a little bit.
Ocean tide. You see the children laugh when they sing, all the joy that they bring.
So obviously there is a bit of a difference, but it's not like super obvious. So I think it already makes a big difference in that overall setting. But you'll notice in terms of the actual plugins before that, these are doing most of the heavy lifting. So I have an EQ, I have a de-esser, of course, to get rid of the S's. RVox is the compressor of choice for me. For vocals, CLA2A is another compressor. Then I brought in the Greg Wells Voice Centric to do some of the processing there as well. And then I finally polished it off with the Al Schmitt plugin. Then I did it as well for the ending Vox, which is essentially the same thing, but I just recorded it on a separate track, my vocal. Piano and double bass have their own specific dedicated plugins as well. So the piano kind of sounds like this. By the way, this is like the swing more piano. Right? If I turn it off, back on. So a little more compression, a little more even dynamics, and a little bit of the echo there as well. So it's just for that kind of signature sound that I'm going for. It does make a difference, as you can kind of hear. Let's hear the bass line as well. So let's turn it off first. And then on. Off. Back on. Right, so the difference is quite subtle, but you do hear that the plugin activated makes the double bass sound a little fuller and richer and adds a bit of that body and presence as well. So it's really cool. I really enjoyed what this plugin does in general. I've also put an Schmitt plugin on the horns as well because this is specifically meant for the brass section. So let's have a listen to the brass in the shout chorus here. I'll solo them up. I'll turn off the plugin first. Let's turn it back on. And so you can hear, obviously it adds a bit of that room and body to the sound as well. Finally, I put an Schmitt plugin on the entire mix bus. And in terms of the level, all I did was a little bit of compression in the mid-range, a little bit of air boost to, again, bring out the high end just a little bit more, and a bit of the sub as well, because I just wanted it to be slightly more balanced. So with the plugin off, let's maybe go to the ending here. Maybe you go to the very ending here.
Get out, stand in the sun.
Maybe let's go to the beginning, because sometimes Logic kind of loses some of the drum files. So I'm just going to go to somewhere with the drums as well. So let's turn it off and then we'll turn it on.
Get out. It's the best before you get out.
And then on.
Do you wanna look at the sky? Watch the birds fly. You got some gray on ya, start looking alive. Get out. The sky is bluer than the ocean tide. You see the children laugh when they sing all the joy that they bring. So get out and soak it all up.
So for me, immediately the bass comes up a little bit. I do hear more of the high end. The mid-range just feels a little more comfortable and cozy and tucked in together. So this, it really is like a gelling plugin, and that's what I really love about it, is that it has these different profiles, as you can see, dedicated for different sections of the big band. And so ultimately, however you decide to use it is up to you, obviously. But I decided to stick with the corresponding channels. I put the brass plugin or the brass setting on the brass channel, and so on and so forth. And I think the result that it brings is just really, really beautiful. So I can definitely recommend this, if you're working on a big band track and you're going for that slightly more modern sound, something more polished and even contemporary type of big band sound, that this is definitely one to look into, because it does the job. It is subtle, but it does add that finesse that you just don't always get from a raw recording. And I really think it just sounds great. Remove the name from it, it doesn't really matter. I think it does the job that it advertises it does. So I'm very interested in hearing what you think about it. If you do own the plugin, let me know your thoughts. If not, is this something you might be interested in? If you are interested in working in a more like acoustic genre with like horns or strings or piano, because plugins like these are not very common nowadays. So it's just great that they got to capture the legacy of such a wonderful musician and mixer through this plugin. And again, I want to thank them for sending me a copy to do a video for you guys and show you what I kind of like, how I used it in my own song. But if you are interested in kind of like doing orchestral mockups or doing virtual instrumentation, I do want to encourage you to check out my Composer's Toolkit guide, because that kind of goes through like the bare necessities of what you really need to get started in virtual orchestration or just making music in general on the computer. It's easier than ever before to really produce music by ourselves on the computer, right? So there's a big opportunity to spend money in a lot of places, but I want to give you the bare necessities and the recommendations that I would give myself if I was to restart all over again. So it's a totally free guide if you want to check it out, and hopefully give you a little bit of direction if you're just starting on your way. And even if you're a more advanced musician or composer, hopefully I'll give you some some simple recommendations if you're just looking to kind of tweak a couple gear options or anything like that. Just tell you what's really, really necessary for you. So hopefully that helps. Again, I want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, my friends. See you. Bye.